In case you missed it yesterday, we were talking about Mario Kart Tour officially shutting down. Nintendo made the announcement saying thank you for always playing the smartphone app Mario Kart Tour. We regret to inform you that on a completely arbitrary note, Mario Kart Tour will be ending service on Wednesday, September 30th, 2026. We sincerely thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your continued patronage since the service launched. Regarding the handling of rubies and gold passes after Wednesday, July 8th, please check the in-app announcements or the frequently asked questions via the URL in the thread below. Now, we talked about how this just seems extremely predatory from Nintendo, making people pay for all of these packs and characters and gacha mechanics just to strip it all away from them so they can never have ever again. Yep, because the game will not even be playable offline according to Nintendo themselves, which is just insane. So yeah, this game is just pretty much getting swiped from the internet completely, clean slated, which also means so are some features, including some content that we might never see again. Now thankfully, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Pass DLC covered a lot of this, not only adding some new characters, but pretty much every single track that originated and came to Mario Kart Tour is now preserved within Mario Kart 8. Even one of the tracks, Sky High Sunday, made it as a retro track, believe it or not, in Mario Kart World. So I think we're pretty safe when it comes to these tracks being ported over to some actual physical games that we don't get stolen from us. I mean, I thought it was pretty evident from the beginning that this is what they were doing, because people were complaining about the graphics of the Booster Pass DLC and how it looked more cartoony and it had horrible assets and jagged lines. It just looked strange. But yeah, this was for a reason, because they probably just immediately took these tracks, slopped them over to Mario Kart 8, and said, here you go. This is a way to preserve them without putting in too much effort, so that way they could continue to focus on Mario Kart World's development at the time. But even though they were able to save a lot of characters, and yes, even brought over 99% of the tracks, there's still that 1%. Because one of the final tracks added in a tour was the brand new Piranha Pipeline, and a lot of people really liked this track. This is kind of unfortunate because I never really got to play this track in any form. There's some mods that you can download for Mario Kart 8, but besides that, I don't think I'm ever going to have an opportunity to race on this track unless I hurry up and download the game and, you know, randomly get a tour or something where this track is active, because, yeah, that's the only way you're going to be able to do it right before September comes and this game shuts down forever. But yeah, this track will be lost. It will literally be lost media. One of the only tracks, I think, in Mario Kart history that will just be forever gone, and there's no way to go back and play it once the servers go offline. Now, I don't know if Nintendo just couldn't fit it in the Booster Pass, you know, because it was just one additional track. It didn't fit anywhere nicely. I wish there was some way they brought this back, though. At least in Mario Kart World or something could have been really cool, because aesthetic-wise, from what I can see, it looks really cool. I really like it. It reminds me of Piranha Plant Slide, but slightly different, with the pipe sticking out the side of the mountains and stuff and having branching paths as well. Is really, really cool, and I think it would have made for a great track in either Mario Kart 8 or even Mario Kart World, especially since every single track is on this giant open world, and having this track embedded in the side of a mountain range would have been so sweet, especially if they turned the underwater sections into sections where you could just drive on top of the water while inside the pipe still. Yeah, I just feel like it was kind of a missed opportunity, and it does make me wonder, will we ever see this track again? There's always the opportunity for a future Mario Kart to bring it back, of course, but still, this very well could be the last time we ever see this thing, which would be so strange, like a Mario Kart track that's just now forever gone and you can never revisit it. Now, another thing that's going to be kind of sad is seeing all these costumes, characters, carts, yeah, they're all going to be kind of washed away if they're not in Mario Kart World already. It's already been over a year, and Nintendo hasn't added a single new costume or character in Mario Kart World, or even a cart, so it might be safe to say that they might not be adding any unless they have some plans for a big update or DLC sometime in the future. But I mean, there's so many cool costumes for these characters, and I feel like they're all going to be lost unless Nintendo does something about it. I mean, seriously, look at just the pure costumes that are in Mario Kart Tour right now. You've got holiday festive ones for Halloween and Christmas, and even with different areas around the world, like there's even a German Luigi in this game. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for the gacha mechanics, this is something that I would have loved to see in Mario Kart World. At least they started it, you know what I mean? But man, I would have loved to see like constant updates adding new costumes for free, because it's an $80 video game. Why not? And it's so funny because this could be made so easy by just reusing so many of the costumes that are in Mario Kart Tour and slapping them in the world. And I still think they're going to. There's some characters in World right now that literally only have like 2 costumes. I'm looking at you, Pauline and Donkey Kong. For some reason, they still have not gotten any more. So yeah, they have a long list of costumes they can just pull from without even having to create new ones right now. So I'm really hoping they preserve these. And we still gotta talk about characters, because as of right now, there are still characters that never even made it out of Mario Kart Tour, like Captain Toad, Nabbit, DK Jr., Monty Mole. I mean, we do have Rocky Wrench, but you know, for some reason we don't have Monty Mole. And a more surprising one, no King Bob-omb, which he definitely would have been one of my favorites. I love King Bob-omb, and I think he's a pretty unique character for something like Mario Kart, and he's probably not going to return anytime soon. He might be lost in Tour forever. Now, as for the rest, they either got added to Mario Kart World or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe via DLC, but there's still some characters out there, like even Dixie Kong, that just seems like they might be lost in Tour forever. Also, rest in peace, Poochie. You will be dearly missed. So I guess what I'm trying to say is Mario Kart World is very important. In my eyes, I think with Mario Kart Tour ending, Mario Kart World should be the focus, and it should have already been the focus. It just doesn't feel like it. Yeah, we're getting updates every now and then, but they're adding some small things. It's always bug fixes, game balancing, and the biggest have been changing some of the intermissions up slightly to add some more turns and obstacles, and also adding some now new Knockout Tour Cups, which isn't really new content, it's just adding new routes in between the intermissions and tracks to make new Knockout Tour Cups. So it's not necessarily new content that we've been getting in this game so far. It's just kind of been rearranging and fixing problems that the game has had. So it does make me wonder, are we going to finally see this game take off in the next couple of years where they start adding, you know, weekly or even monthly content, new costumes? I mean, I would love to see little tours they could have hosted. It's funny because the basis of what Mario Kart Tour was not bad. It was just really the gacha mechanic crap that they forced into that game. This was a game with tons of tracks and tons of new ones as well, tons of characters and a ridiculous amount of costumes, while also having tour updates giving you specific costumes for that theme and things to even jump online and play as they had new tracks for those tours, or just, you know, festivities going on around that time. There's no in-game events, no tournaments, nothing really going on with Mario Kart World to bring people back right now, especially no DLC or updates. It's just some constant patches that happen every now and then. So I'm praying that Mario Kart World actually becomes what Mario Kart Tour could have been, something that actually gives free content for an already $80 game and constantly has updates bringing tons of things to this game as almost a free live service that we can constantly keep getting updates for. No, I don't want this game to have microtransactions, and I see people making that wrong assumption. If anything, I want this game to be more like Splatoon, where Splatoon has about 2 years of constant free updates, constantly bringing in new outfits, new guns, new maps, not to mention always having some sort of big pack of DLC in some form. So it's strange so far to hear nothing from Mario Kart World as we pass the first year, but hopefully it's just a matter of time until we see some of these missing tour characters return, some of these costumes, and of course, Piranha Pipeline, because they can't just leave that track out to die, right?